Alright, here we go. We're going to start with 4mm rounds, a bail, and this is the bail I'm using. Take note, it has the circle in the front. They sell bails with the circle on the side, but you want this type where the ring is in the front. And I'm using Omniflex fishing wire, 8-pound test. I'm going to start with the 4mm rounds. So you string 4 of them on. Bring the 3 down to the middle. Take 1. Doesn't matter if you put it on your left or your right. And now you're going to cross through in the opposite direction. You're going to bring the 2 tails together, so that you could bring the bead down to the center and then center your piece. All the beads will be in the center. And there's your first round. I'm using about an arm's length fishing wire. So now we're going to start our pattern. So there's string 1 bead on your left string, 1 bead on your right string. Let those drop down, and then you string 1 bead on either right or left, but I'm going to do it on my left, and you're going to cross through on the opposite side. And then you bring that down. Now you have two rounds, we're going to call them. And you can count on the sides. That's how you tell how many you have. And we're going to do a total of 4. So we're going to repeat that step. We're going to put 1 on your left string, 1 on your right string. Let those drop down. 1 on your left string. And you can cross through on the opposite side. And you can bring that down. Now you have 3. We'll do that step one more time. One on your left string, 1 on your right string. Let those drop. Put 1 on your left and cross through. Okay, so now to count them, you count them from the sides. So there's 1, 2, 3, and that's the 4th one. So now we're going to do a turn. Now we're only going to work right now with the left side. And we're going to add 3 beads on the left side, and we're going to do that step twice, and we're going to make a turn. So put the 3 beads on your left string, let 2 drop, and then cross through the last one you add. So those 2 go down. Take the 3rd bead on your left, and you're going to cross through it. And then you're going to notice your piece is going to turn sideways. And your string is now coming out parallel to the piece. Now we're going to make one more turn, and again we're going to add 3 beads to the left string, and then it's going to turn the piece. It's going to look like a J. I'll show you how that looks. So you let those 2 drop down, add the 3rd bead on your left string, cross through from the opposite side, bring that down, And watch how it turns the piece again. Now your strings are going to be going from the left to the right. I guess it's still, well, you'll see, it looks like a J. Now we're going to sew up the piece. So we're going to go up with your right string, up the next bead, next to where the string is coming out of. So you're just going to go up, just the one bead. Now your string is going to, one string is going towards the left and one is going up. Just pull that, and now you're going to add 2 beads on the left string. So you put one on, let it drop, put the second one on, and cross through it with the opposite, with the right thread. And pull that, and then we're going to go up the next bead. So we're just going to continue that up and do that step again. So you're going to go up the next bead with your right thread, you're going to add 2 beads on your left thread, let one drop down, cross through that bead with your right thread, okay, we're going to do this step one more time. Take your right thread and you go up the next bead. You're going to string 2 beads on your left string, let that one drop down, pick up the second one, cross through it with the opposite side with your right thread. I call it crossover. Okay, now this step here, we're going to go up the next bead and then through the top bead. So let's see if I could show you how to do it. You're going to go up and then over that top bead towards the right. So go up, and this is going to be kind of hard to show you because I'm trying to do it upside down. I'm trying to do this upside down just to show you you're going across that top bead. And I can't see, oh, there we go. Pull it. And notice where the threads are. You have your right thread, it's on the top, and then your left thread. Now what we're going to do is turn the piece upside down. Right now it's up top, but we need to turn it upside down. See, the longer side is going to be on the right side. So let me show you how we're going to do that. That's the top, and there's more on that side than it is on the left. So what we're going to do is first we don't have to actually add this, but I'm going to do it this way, and then we turn it upside down. So let me just show you. Take 1 bead crisscross, and then we want to fold it, but you want to turn it upside down, like over first. That way you make the fold. See how the fold is? Let me show you again. So normally I just turn the piece first. See, make believe the bead's not there. Just turn the bead upside down like that. Now it's easier to take the bead, put the bead on now instead of how I did it. And then when you fold it, there's the fold. Okay, so that's 1/2 of the heart. That's the left side of the heart. So you make sure the fold looks just like that. Now we're going to add We're going to work on the other side. So we're going to repeat exactly what we just did, but we're going to do it on the left side. So pick up 3 beads. Okay, get that down there, and you're going to put 1 on your left side, and 1 on your right side. We'll let that drop down. One on your left, and cross over. See if I can find the hole. There we go. So if you count the bottom, you have, that's 2 circles, because we count the bottom part. You'll see how it goes. So this is 1. We're going to repeat that step. We're going to put 1 on your left string, 1 on your right string. Going to drop down, take 1 on your left, cross through it. Now if you look, we have 3. Even though you strung on 2, if you count the bead 1, 2, 3, you have 3. So we do this another time. So we pick up 1 on your left string, 1 on your right string, let those drop down, 1 on your left, cross through it, and there you go. So we have 4. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to make that side turn again. Remember how we worked now only on the left string. So you're going to take 3 beads. So now we're going to make that turn. And now you put all 3 on your left string. Let those 2 drop down. Cross through. Now your piece is going to turn to the side like it did before, and the strings are parallel to the piece. We're going to do that step again. We're going to add 3 to your left side. And that way when we add these, we're going to turn the piece upside down so it looks like a J. Let those 2 drop down. Cross through. Now you have your piece, it's turned like a J. So now we're going to repeat the steps we did from the other side. So now you take your string and you're going to go up the next bead. And then you're going to add 2 to your left bead, your left string. Straighten that out a little bit. Take your 2 beads. Put 1 there, let it drop, pick up the other one, and cross through that one. We're going to do that again. We're going to go up the next bead. Sometimes the other bead gets in the way. You just gotta fuss with the string a little bit and move the beads around so it doesn't get stuck. Okay, so now you add another 2 we're going to do this step. This is the last step for this side. Okay, put the 2 beads on your left string. Cross through with your right string. Okay, so here, this part, hopefully you could see this good, because we're going to go through the last bead on this side, and we're going to go onto the opposite side. So we're going through 2 beads. Let me show you. See those 2 beads? The one next to it, and then the one next to that one. So let me see if I could show you better. So let's see, pull that a little tight so you can see. Whoops. Okay, so go up the next bead, and then over to the other side. Sometimes I go through them all at once. See, it just the thread knows where to go. Sometimes I have success, sometimes not. There we go. So I was able to go through both, that one and then the first one on the other side. So it's those 2 beads. So you pull that, and now you're going to turn your piece like that. You're going to turn it where it looks, just follow with the video, how the video looks, just like that. And then you're going to add 1 bead just to bring them together, these pieces together. So you put 1 bead on, doesn't matter if you put it on the left string or the right string, you're going to cross through it. So now we're going to start filling in the heart. Okay, so there you go. Now where your string is coming out of on the right side, you're going to go up the next bead, and you're going to add 2 on your left string. So go, okay, pull it a little tighter, there you go. Go. Move that string out of the way. Go up the next bead where your string is coming out of on the other side there. Okay. And move the, because it's going to want to go through those 2, so just move the piece around. There you go. And then add 2 beads to your left string, because now we're filling it in. See where the string is coming out of? I just want to make sure you can see that. Okay, so now put the 2 beads. On your left string, you put the 2 beads. And then you cross through with your right string. And then you go up the next bead on the right side. And then you add the 2 beads on your left string again. Cross through with your right string. And now with this one, we're gonna do a flap. You're going to go through the next 2 beads. So go up the first one, and then the second one. Sometimes it goes through very, very, very easy. Sometimes it doesn't. And that's okay. If you have to go through one at a time, that's fine. Sometimes you could just go through both, but there are times where the beads aren't lined up correctly, and then you can't go through both. So that's what's happening here. So I'm just going to go up the first one, pull that through, and then I'm going to go up the second one just to get it out of the way. Now, so you, I'm going to show you those are called the 5th and 6th bead, just so you know, but on the opposite side. And when we get to it very shortly, I'm going to show you. So you pick up one on your left and you cross through it, because we're going to start building a flap so that you could add that bead, the 5mm round, in the middle of that. So we're going to make a flap, and to do that you're going to add one bead on your left, one bead on your right, one bead on your left. You're going to cross through, and we do this step twice. So this is the first step. We do that, repeat that one more time. So you're going to pick up 3 beads. You're going to put one bead on your left string, one bead on your right string, let those drop, one on your left, cross through it. So here's your flap. And you need to count till you get to the 5th and 6th bead, and you're going to put the right thread down through it. So let me show you how to count that. Your thread is coming out of that bead, so you're going to count it. The next bead is 1, 2, then 3, 4. Those are the top beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then on the opposite side is the 5th and 6th bead, and you're just going to go down those 2 beads. And those are the same 2 beads that we just went up on the opposite side. So you count it. The 5th and 6th bead, you're going down. And now you're going to kind of make like a cup so that it will hold the 5mm round. So what you can do is you can add 1 bead on your left thread or right thread, doesn't really matter at this point. And you're going to cross through it, and when you pull it down, now you have a little holder, a little cup holder that you're going to put your 5mm round in. Pull that and try to hold it in with your thumb, the round, until you get secured, a little more secure. So you take your right thread, go up the next bead, try that again, go up the next bead. You're going to add 2 beads to your left string, because now we're going to finish filling it in. You're going to fill in the heart. So on your left string you put the 2 beads, take your right string, cross through the last bead that you just added, cross that through, pull that, and now you're going to go through the next bead on this side and then up the next bead on the other side. Give you a little more light here. So here you go. You're going to go up that bead and then up the next bead on the other side of the heart. That's 1 and that's 2. Pull that out. Okay, so now you're going to add 1 bead just to bring the heart together a little closer. Cross through it. And now we're going to start filling it in on that side, the right side. So now you take your right thread. See where my thread is coming out of? You're going to go up the next bead, next to where the thread is coming out of, the next bead. And you are going to add 2 beads to your thread on your left side. We're almost done. Cross through the last bead, and now you're going to go up the 5th and 6th bead on this side. So you're going to go up these 2. Go up those 2. You're going to add a bead just to bring them together a little bit. to form like a cup. Now we're going to work on the flap on the other side. So you're going to do this one step twice, where you're going to add 3 beads. You're going to put one on your left, one on your right, and then you're going to cross through the last bead. There's your left, there's your right. Let them drop down. Put that on your left or right, whatever you're comfortable with. Cross through it. This is step 1. Now we do this one more time, and then we're going to count, and we're going to go down the 5th and 6th bead on the other side. Pick up one on your right, one on your left, pick up the last bead, cross through it, and here we go. Let's try this again. So the 5th and 6th bead, you have to go down with your right thread. So let's count next to that. There's 1, 2, the 2 on top, so those are the side, 1, 2, then 3, 4, and then 5, 6 is the 2 beads that we went opposite when we went up on the other side. So those are the 5th and 6th beads. And then you can try to go down through both, or just one at a time, that's fine. But there you go, pull that through, add your 1 bead. The 1 4mm bead, you just crisscross through it. Add your 5mm round, pop that in there. Okay, now you're going to go through the next bead next to your string, and then up the bead on the other side. And then we're almost done. You're going to add 1 bead. This is the actual last bead in filling out the heart. And then you're done. Perfect, you're done. So your string is coming out on the right, that one right there. So you have to get the left string to the opposite side in the exact same position. So you're just going to try to thread it through. You're going to go through the next bead on your left thread, the next bead over. Just go through it, and then you're going to go down next to the next bead next to that thread, and then over in a diagonal. And now the threads are exactly even. They're going through the same exact bead on the opposite side. And from here, we're going to go ahead and put the bail in. Let's get that thread through. You see how they're through the exact same bead on the opposite side? So now you take you take a 4mm round. You take your bail, you take your 4mm round, and now you're going to crisscross with the other thread, and then you're done. Congratulations, you did it. And crisscross. Through all 3. And then when you pull it, you just line it up, let it sit on top of the heart. There we go. Just pull it, and then boom. And now you're just going to thread your thread around. Just thread it around, tie knots wherever you want, wherever the threads meet. I sometimes go up. Sometimes I go down. It all depends on where I can get the thread in, easy. And right now it feels a little loose, but the more, like if right now, just for the video purpose, the string isn't as long as it should be. Usually it should be longer, because that way you could actually go through a lot just to tighten up the heart. The more you weave through each bead, the tighter it gets. You can go through it as many times as you like, but just for this video I didn't want to do it too long. So from right here I would just tie it off, cut it, and you're done. And there it is. There's your puffy heart. I hope this was easier to follow. If you like it, you know, leave a comment, give a thumbs up.